they want to do, automating an IT system for their business. Okay. First, they will ask an IT services company. Okay. So when I say IT services company here, it is the companies who are providing the services in software. Okay. Example, Infosys, Wipro, the companies which I have. So these are all, we call it as IT services companies, where their main business is only to develop a software for the customers. Okay. So a company called General Electric, okay, which is a manufacturing company. Okay, and they want to automate their one of the process. Okay, and actually they are manually doing everything today. Okay, they want to automate the process. What they do, they will approach an IT services company and say that you develop your project for us. So that is where an IT services company will go to the customer side and try to understand. Okay, this is the very first phase, preliminary investigations. They will investigate what is the requirement from the customer. Okay, so in a typical example, if you say you're running an engineering college. Okay, so what we do is normally every day the students writing an examination, they do the evaluation, and manually they take a spreadsheet and we enter the marks, everything. Okay. Now what is happening is they call for an IT services company. See, this is something, manual intervention is required. So everywhere, every time a person has to evaluate the papers and you have to see that what is the total marks and needs to be entered in the Excel spreadsheet. Or when you automate this process, okay, somewhere you can scan your answer sheets and get the marks and automatically goes into your marks maintenance system. That's some kind of a software. Okay, so the company, the services company will come into your engineering college premises and try to understand what is your exact requirement. Okay, so that is what we call it as a preliminary investigation. And the next phase, we call it as a system analysis. So based on the requirements, what is the requirements we got, then we do an extensive analysis. Okay, so extensive analysis in the sense, when you say some kind of a marks system to be automated, we will understand from the beginning where the students are enrolled, what are the students list is there. Okay, so entire business process we will understand. So that is what we call it as a system analysis. So in analysis phase, we will have a detailed understanding of what the business is going to. Because a person coming from IT services, okay, like Wipro or Infosys, we are not working as lecturers or we are not students, this kind of a category. We never knew that what is the system it is followed by this engineering college. They are totally not aware of it. So there will be a complete analysis of it. What is the requirement and what kind of a business process currently followed by that company or an engineering college, whatever it is. Okay, so that is where we come across the system analysis. So based on the system analysis, we enter into the next phase, we call it as a design phase. So design phase, what we do in summary is we do a complete designing of what is the particular project, what an IT project has to look after to meet these business needs of this automation of their students' marks. Okay, so we will say that it is going to be a .NET language design. And what does the screens look like? There is a one screen, we call it as a students enrollment system. There where what we need, there is a student number, which class, okay, what are the subjects for every student for this examination, and what kind of examination they are going to follow, semester exam, what dates. So what are the screens where the people can enter the data. So we do the complete design of it, okay, and that design will be approved by the customer. Okay, this is where the design phase. Design phase is the very critical for a software project. Okay, so if somewhere in the initial design itself, if the problem is there, we are not conceptualized properly, then design itself will become a disastrous one. Okay, so that is why we said you need to go for a preliminary investigation and you're going for an analysis phase where you get the complete understanding of what is the requirement from the customer. Okay, so once you understood, then the system design phase will have a proper screens which can cater the business needs of the customer. And then once the design is over, then we go to the next phase where we do the development. So what I told in the design phase, there will be a screen design. Okay, so what is the student screen, what is the mark screen, okay, and what are the exams, and when they enter into the marks, all these we kind of visual drawings. We put the drawings and put it in the customer customer will approve it, and based on the screen design, we will go for a actual development. Okay, that is what we call it as a system development. So in the development phase, we using any of the programming language. So for development, either you can go for a .NET, which is in Microsoft, or you can go for Java, which is Oracle based, or any of the program. Nowadays there is an open source languages also, PHP. There are so many languages which are available, which can use for development of a software. So that is the actual development which comes in. Okay, so this is the core of the software engineering. So when we say that, when we observe the software engineers and say developers, senior developers, their main role is to do the system development. So we already give some kind of specifications to the developer. Okay, that screen design, how the screen is going to be look like. Okay, based on the screen design, they have to do the programming. Okay, so that is where the development phase comes into the picture. So once you've done the system development, then we can go for an implementation. So in the system development phase itself, there is an additional one, sub phase, we call it as testing. Okay, so whatever things is we do it, just like that we cannot put it at the customer side. It has to be tested properly, then only we go into the customer side. So what we do, there is so many testing we are in place. We call it as a unit testing, there is a system testing, integration testing, everything we do is testing. Okay, there are test cases which will be available. What we do, we'll have a sample students, we will enter onto the system, sample marks we enter, and see that how it is going to be integrated into our total software, and see what is the grade. Something, if suppose grade has to be done as per the 60 students, then the system will automatically do the grading based on the marks which are entered into the system. And once the customer says this, we call it as UAT, user acceptance test. Once the client approves that UAT, then we go in for an implementation. That means the software will go into the customer side, it will be installed there as a exe file, okay, and then they can start using it. So that is called an implementation. So once the implementation then it is going for a maintenance phase. Maintenance phase is nothing but there is going to be a support mode. Like suppose in Airtel you are using your prepaid recharge. Okay, so what you are doing right now when you call for Airtel, that is a support service. Because you are already in the plan, Airtel plan. So you can call and you can ask for any services. It can be activated or deactivated. So that is also same thing is possible in software. When the software is implemented at the customer side, it will go in for a support mode. Whereas an IT services company, we have to support whatever the bugs which is coming out of the software. So that is we call it as a support mode. So this will be the total phases in overall for an SDLC development. So starts with our preliminary investigation, and then we go for a requirement analysis, or we can say system analysis. Then you can go for a design. Design is nothing but how you want to achieve your business objective. That is the simple definition of your design. So you can do a design, and based on the design, we can do a development. And once the development is done, then we go for a testing, and then finally it will be implemented at the customer side. Okay. And then finally it is a support mode. So support mode, it will go in the annual mode. Okay, and if it is a very huge customers like GE, the support will go for many years, 10 years contract, 15 years contract. Many services company will get the contract like this, 10 years, 15 years. Where what we do is, on day-to-day business, whatever the issues which is coming out of the software, we need to close it based on the business priority. Okay, so that is the support mode.